From Laval Stadium on the campus of Stony Brook University, we ready for a windy Friday afternoon non-conference contest. The Seawolves at home for the first time this season. They look for the win column against the Air Force Falcons. Thanks for starting your weekend with us. Joined alongside Tim Tuttle, I'm Johnny Wincott. Stony Brook starts a new chapter this season in the Colonial Athletic Association, but the tough schedule continues early on. They're welcoming a very confident Falcons group. Yeah, I mean, the schedule was set by Coach Galati for a reason, to have this challenge heading into this new CAA conference. A win today would really help them confidence-wise going forward. Despite the two losses, plenty of bright spots to pull away for Anthony Gallardi's group. We'll key in on Noah Armitage, fresh off that career-best 4-goal effort. Yeah, Noah's done a tremendous job. He moved from the attack position to the midfield position. He's got some production there early, so hopefully that continues today. On the other side, for the Road Falcons, we'll key in on last year's ASUN points leader, Brandon Dodd, back at it again. Yeah, Dodd, I mean, tremendous. He's got hat tricks in both games, which powered Air Force to 2 wins, one against Denver, one against Colgate. Look for him today. If he has offensive success today, it'll be a long day for the Seawolves. Yeah, back-to-back hat tricks for number 45. We get you set for the 10th all-time meeting between Air Force and Stony Brook. It all starts next on Flow Sports. Front center, there is Anthony Gallardi in his 4th season at the helm of the Stony Brook Seawolves. In their first game here at Laval Stadium, we welcome you back, Tim Tuttle, Johnny Wincott. We noted Anthony Gallardi's group 0-2 to start the season. A tough schedule. It continues for the Air Force Falcons. A little familiarity, though, for Anthony Gallardi, who spent some time at Towson as Stony Brook starts to acclimate themselves to the CAA. Yeah, I mean, I think, Coach Gallardi has a little bit of a mission in his head about the out-of-conference schedule and who you want to play to prepare them for the CAA, and they'll have another good test today with Air Force. Seawolves fresh off that 17-12 loss against Penn State, outscored by 2 goals in each of the first 3 quarters before a good 4th quarter as the teams line up right at Wolfie here at Laval Stadium. An Air Force Falcons team we noted confident coming into this game, lost their first game of the season, defeated number 17 Denver, then defeated Colgate. Maybe most impressively, those are 2 teams that they lost to last year. It's already a good start for Bill Wilson's crew with his 6th season at the helm. Yeah, absolutely, and Bill's done a good job since he's been out at the Air Force Academy. It's tough. I mean, how do you want to play early, right? They schedule a very good Denver team. It's early in the year, so teams are still trying to work out, what their roles are and where their players will end up as the year goes forward, though, but 2 great wins. There is Bill Wilson, 33 wins, 35 losses. It is now 5+ seasons at the helm here for Air Force. Familiar face for the Stony Brook Seawolves, faithful, it is Renz Conlon. 11 for 19 on the face-offs against Penn State. Yeah, we got a face-off violation from Renz there. He came down on the line, it looked like to me from up here. And they're pre-warned before the game, all right, to get down, get set, stay in compliance. And Renz, looks like his hands touched the line. The Falcons start off with the ball. Credit the win to the senior Dylan Frankhauser. Season high 9 draw wins. And the last time out for Air Force, we told you the 11-10 win against Colgate. Back-to-back winners, 2-1 to start the season. In their 2nd year in the Atlantic Sun, so also a team sort of acclimating into a different conference after 6 seasons in the SoCon. First look at the Falcons' offense off that 11-goal contest. Ethan Grandalfa, number 40, grinding away. We talked about Brandon Dodd. That shot curled right around the cage. McLaughlin looked to have got a piece of it. Yeah, Peony with a great job coming around the midfield, inverting from behind. Really hard dodge to his left hand and just over the top. Right wing shot, caught cleanly by McLaughlin. 2 saves early for the sophomore. And an NCAA best 23 save performance against Rutgers. You could kind of take that in 2 different tokens, right? 23 saves, that's impressive. You never want your goalie to have to make that many saves. Right, correct. I mean, again, I think early on, there's the Stony Brook Seawolves with a lot of teams in the NCAA have enjoyed some pulls from the transfer portal. So they got new guys on defense trying to get acclimated to what Coach Browser wants them to do. But for McLaughlin, that's a big time save right off the bat. You got to get him locked in. Seawolves an opportunity to strike first here. First home game in just over 10 months. Ended their America East campaign after 20 seasons with a 19-10 loss against the Vermont Catamounts right here at Laval Stadium. Back 15, it is Balin, the new quarterback for Anthony Gallardi's group. 2 years at LIU, Balin sends it across the way.
Yeah, if you notice here, you know, the Falcons are using 2 short sticks to play Balin and Huber, right, the 2 attackmen. You know, Stony Brook has been, you know, famous with Coach Shanachuk and Coach Gallardi of having powerful midfielders.
Low shot, and Jason Rose is up to the task. Senior netminder from Pennsylvania, back-to-back 17 save performances in those 2 wins for Air Force. Both netminders up to the task early on. Air Force completes the clears.
Yeah, I mean, Armitage there with a little low shot. I mean, little easy take there and a nice save by Rose. Nice and easy, nice and comfortable. Both goalies look balanced and solid early, you know.
Well, not sure how this will affect this game, but when you play a February game on Long Island, on the North Shore, the swirling winds, they are out.
Right. I'm sure you can hear them. That's not us breathing heavy up here.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet, you're correct.
We are still working into midseason form as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, and again, you know, it's early on, working out the kinks. You know, both offenses look to. There's a good slide there by Sabella.
Took down Josh Yago, sophomore from Denver. McLaughlin and company can complete the clear. It's salvaged by Dylan Palinetti, recently named a captain for the 2023 squad. Now a senior who has scored in every game in his collegiate career, all 30 of them.
No doubt. I mean, he's a hell of a player. I mean, you know, he's a great shooter. You know what I mean? Getting Dylan the ball, and I think getting his hands free, he's extremely deadly. So I think, you know, that's how, you know, Seawolves want to run. They want touches, right? Talking to Coach Gallardi, right? He wants to move the ball, right? Let's get some goals with assists, right? Let's try and even that out. You know what I mean? We don't want to have. I mean, it's great to have one-on-one goals and bury them though, but I think the Seawolves offense runs better when they're sharing the ball.
6 different goal scorers last week in the loss against Penn State. Stony Brook did score the first 3 goals in that game. Nittany Lions would score 6 goals in the final 11 minutes of the first quarter. Never relinquished the lead after that. Adex, Balin the move. The bounce shot won't go. The rebound is up for grabs. And it's into the cross of Shad Bruce.
Yeah, what a great move by Balin. He splits there, gets around the right-hand side, low to low, and Rose did a great job of kicking it out.
Was something Anthony Gallardi noted in our midweek conversations. An Air Force talented team, big team, but they got a good goalie. Cannot settle for bad looks, need good looks, need a finish.
Yeah, and there's one that, you know, Balin wish he had back, you know, but hey, give Rose credit. He practices as well.
Winds continue to pick up here on a Friday afternoon. At the very least, when the sun is out finally here.
Yeah.
Long trip for the Falcons, all the way from Colorado. Shot, goal! Tommy Hellman rips it. And the Connecticut native back on the East Coast. The Falcons strike first, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, the Seawolves got caught in a little bit of substitution here. You know, they had a midfielder running off, an offensive midfielder running off on the field, and the Falcons took advantage of a 6-on-5 with a nice, easy exchange up top. You know, they bounced the ball from right side, you know, back over the top, give it right back to him. He just steps in and lets it rip. Good off stick side shot. 1-0 Falcons.
First goal of the season for Tommy Hellman.
Yep.
Who has increased his point total each year. Clean win for Conlon. Down the seam. Conlon is shut down by Rose. It's up in the air. That ball's still in bounds.
Yeah.
Balin couldn't locate it, but the Falcons defense does. And they survive a quick Stony Brook surge, still leading 1-0.
Absolutely. Great face-off win by Renz. He sprints down the middle, down Broadway, and give Rose credit. Another solid save. You know, they were not going to slide to Renz. They were going to force him to put the ball in a goal, and Rose did a great job. That's 3 saves on, you know, 3 possessions. That was a great start for him.
Rose last year's ASUN leader in saves, and again, you could kind of take that in 2 ways, right? You don't want your goalie to have to make many saves, but if he's making them, that's a good goalie. 180 of them last year.
Yeah.
And the 17th best goals against average in the country. They had about 10.5 per game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as a former goalie, you want to see enough shots. You don't want to see every one of them.
I'll tell that to McLaughlin, who made 23 saves against Rutgers.
Yeah, but you know what?
Pulled late against Penn State after an 8-save performance.
Yeah, I think that was just more about, you know, just giving a little, you know, psychological, you know, adjustment there for him, just to let him know, hey, you know what, we're not pulling you for anything you did wrong. It's just to give him a little breather.
12 on the timer. Spin move left, and the shot goes wide. It is backed up by the Falcons.
And that same
McLaughlin
McLaughlin.
get a new shot clock.
Yeah, sorry, the same McLaughlin saved that. I didn't think he did, but the refs are a lot closer than I am, so they give a new shot clock to the Falcons.
Iago spinning and shooting. It didn't go. Everybody looking around for a while. I think it may have gotten a piece of Michael Sabella.
I think it hit off Newton there, Johnny. I think it hit off Newton. It didn't get to the goal, though, but hey, we'll take it. The Seawolves will clear.
We noted 10th all-time meeting between these two programs. First time, though, in 19 years, got it back to 2004. They've played some low-scoring contests in the last few meetings. Low shot, right side of the bar.
Red, I think Rose was able to kick that one out again, too, off of Matty Anderson, coming around with his right hand strong.
Stony Brook sniffing. Doorstep and a quick stick shot goal. They wave it off. Palinetti put it through, but his foot in the crease. It remains 1-0 Falcons. It's the second time in the last week that Air Force has big-time benefited from the crease violation.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Huber did a great job of spotting Palinelli on the backside. He feeds the ball over. Unfortunately, Dylan couldn't keep his little toe out of the circle there. The ref made the call, so we're going back the other way.
Falcons had that 11-10 lead over Colgate. Final minute, Raiders looked to have scored the tying tally, but waved off due to a crease violation. And the Falcons ate away at the remaining seconds to pick up their second win of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play a full 60, right? You want to play 15 minutes at a time, one quarter at a time, one play at a time. I mean, we've had early opportunities here. I think you take a deep breath, you settle in, and you start to run your offense's defense. Oh, that was a great hit.
Aiden Tolan.
Yeah.
First two goals go to the Falcons. And after the senior, Tommy Hellman gets him on the board. Another upperclassman, the junior, Aiden Tolan. Third goal in the last two games. Fourth goal of the season. Good start for Bill Wilson's group.
Yeah, Aiden Tolan does a great job of going strong right-handed. He caught Caleb Pearson, who's an offensive midfielder, on defense. He attacked him right away, stayed strong-handed right down the right side alley. No slide by the Seawolves. And Tolan was able to bury it 2-0.
Battle is won by Conlon. Won't be the first time we say that this year. You can really hear those wins picking up here at Stony Brook.
Yeah, no, Renz has been around a while. A good hard, grinder, face-off guy. It's going to be important for him. I mean, listen, down 2-0. We're not in panic mode by any means, but you know what? Listen, you got to get the next one, right? Next play, next ground ball, next shot, next goal.
So a role reversal for Stony Brook. We told you they took a 3-0 lead against Penn State. Here, Palinetti can't handle the pass. He salvages in the corner, being whacked away by James Chastain. And Stony Brook's going to take a timeout here.
Timeout, Stony Brook.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good timeout by Coach Gallardi. He's worried about Dylan getting pushed out of bounds there. Dylan's a great job of scooping the ball on the exchange. If you notice, the Seawolves are running a 1-4-1 set. They're looking to set those side picks on the wing dodges and have them come over the top. Tough exchange there by Matty Anderson to Dylan Palinetti, but Dylan was able to save the ball, and Coach Gallardi said, let's talk this over.
So 6:26 remaining here in the first quarter. First quarter for Stony Brook on their home turf this season. Told you the two tough opponents to start the season, but same holds true for Air Force. Right, no excuses on any side of the field here. Losers at number 11 Ohio State to start the season. Winners against number 17 Denver, compounding that with the win against Colgate. So an early season game. Both teams still trying to kind of find their footing here, get kind of hardened before conference play. The A-Sun for the Falcons, and of course the new CAA for the Seawolves.
Yeah, absolutely, Johnny. I mean, listen, early on, you obviously want to win games, right? You want to have a good record going in, but that's behind us, right? We got to worry about what's ahead of us, right? And right now it's Air Force for the Seawolves, and obviously for the Falcons too. They're both battling back and forth. The Falcons want to keep their win streak going, and the Seawolves want to get off the snide here a little bit. But I think it's important that we play 15 minutes at a time for a full 60. That's probably the message that Coach Gallardi said. Take a deep breath, and just get the next one.
You can see Coach Gallardi's get-up today, accentuating our point about the wind. Right. American flag in the far corner. Looks like it's about to rip off the pole. I'm sure a big drop in temperature for an Air Force team coming by way of Colorado. There is Dylan Palinetti, who started his career at Maryland. Now here at Stony Brook in his fourth season. Balin, serve hang, quarterback gets doubled. Big time shot. It's bouncing and in for Matt Anderson. With 6:03 remaining in the first quarter, Anderson is on the board, and Stony Brook slices the deficit in half.
Yeah, it's a great job. Balin does a great job creating the dodge, right? He gets the slide comes. Dylan doesn't give it the stick very long. Bangs it over to Matt Anderson on the wing, who just big, strong, over the top, high bounce shot, to cut the lead in half.
Well, a staple of this Stony Brook Seawolves lineup. 40th consecutive appearance for the Ontario native. Last year took home second team honors in the America East. 25 goal campaign, third best for the Seawolves.
Yeah, and like I said early on, in the pregame, right? It's assisted goals. How many goals can the Seawolves produce that are assisted? Could be good. Here's one tic-tac-toe to Dylan.
Unsettled defense, and Palinetti parries. Dylan Palinetti has scored a goal in every collegiate game. It's a beauty. We're tied 2-2.
Oh, it's excellent. I mean, Renz does a phenomenal job winning the face. So if he comes down, he draws two right here. You see Renz. He passes it off to Huber, who's right over the top to Christian Loud, and Dylan does what he does best, a nice high-to-high rip.
Everybody getting a touch for Stony Brook.
There you go, Johnny. Yeah, two goals, 2 assisted, right? All right.
Well, Anthony Gallardi, when talking about the offense in our pregame conversation, said, quite simply, when we share the ball, we're really good.
Right.
He said we didn't share it very well against Rutgers.
Yep.
7-goal performance. Another win for Conlon. Still going. Renz Conlon bouncing, and a save by Rose.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, Coach Gallardi is, okay with Renz doing that, right? Listen, you're right down Broadway, no one touches you. You know what I mean? Hey, that's why they get those face-off guys. You got to get them getting shooting drills in practice. All right, I preach that all the time. Get these guys, a way to shoot, because they're notorious to shoot right to the center mass. And I think Rose just took that one right off the chest.
Well, if not for the performance of Jason Rose here early on, could be a lead and a big lead here for Stony Brook. Rose has been up to the task early and often here in New York. Garnet Valley, Pennsylvania native, the 6'3" senior, who has started each and every game so far this season. All 4 of them has played all but 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you got a little interference with the goalie there. That's why the Falcons were able to start the ball at midfield, not having to clear it. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Rose has done a phenomenal job early here. When you think about it, it was just tied 2-2. It was 2-2-0, right, by a phenomenal play, him in the goal. Great turnover here. Let's see if the Seawolves can scoop this up.
Battle drifting to the near sideline. Newton's got it. The long stick of Dan Newton. It's out of his cross underneath Christian Loud and safely picked up by Stony Brook. Mike DeSano, the freshman, who is quickly making a good name for himself in the back for Stony Brook. He has started each and every game so far.
Yeah, it's a great job by him. I mean, listen, sometimes you can't find somebody open. You got to be an athlete, right? You want to be athletes that happen to play lacrosse, right? And he did a great job one-on-one clearing the ball. You got to run by somebody. Sometimes that's the best way to clear it. Just run by somebody.
Coach Gallardi said, we knew DeSano would be good, but in the fall, he just kept getting better and better. Finds himself in the lineup here to start his collegiate career.
A tremendous accomplishment for a freshman.
Number 41, Derek Takis, onto the pitch. Palinetti fires high and over the cage, backed up by the aforementioned Takis.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you notice here, right, you have 2 short stick D middies playing Huber and Beeline behind the goal. I think they're going to stay with that. The FOS Falcons are worried about those middies shooting, over the top, and obviously they're going to put a pole on Palinetti. I mean, the last thing you want to do is leave him with a shorty.
Balin surveys his option right behind the cage. Shot clock down at 12. It is still Balin. Starts the motor. Wing right. Straight on Palinetti. Turning, shooting. It is deflected into the corner. And a shot clock violation on Stony Brook Air Force. Able to stick with him.
Yeah, great job by the Falcons there to play really, really good defense in front through all those picks, not giving Beeline behind the goal an option to find anybody above open.
Long feed brought in. An unsettled defense, but the feed not a good one to Josh Yago.
Yeah, the Seawolves got away with one there. Christian Lau was trying to find his midfielder, and Hunter Panzik was able to, cut underneath there, a freshman out of Manhasset, Long Island. And he just missed the exchange there. Pushing with numbers.
So as we approach the 3-minute marker here in the first quarter, opportunity for Stony Brook to take their first lead. And one of their 3 senior captains, David Miliastrella, brings it over midfield. Now the handoff for Matt Anderson, first goal scorer today for Stony Brook. Anthony Gallardi talked about Anderson as well in that midweek conversation, said so long as 51 is on the field, it'll be one of the more talented players in every game.
Yeah, I mean, Matty's been around a long time. He plays with a ton of confidence. He's got Will Button with him, along with Armitage. So, that's a really strong midfield. It seems every year we do this, right? Every year I'm back, it's, midfield just rolls over to one strength, one of the strengths that the Seawolves continue to perform with recruiting and transfers.
Will Button, he had a hat trick against Penn State, 7 out of the 12 goals for Stony Brook from Armitage or Button. Balin, swim dodge left, it's in! Blake Balin, it's a beauty. And his first on Long Island gives Stony Brook the lead, 3-2.
Yeah, Stony Brook top 10 play right here. Balin does a great job of dodging to his right, coming back really hard to his left with a short stick on him. All right, not enough leverage there, and he just, flicks it, behind his back, over his shoulder, whichever way you want it, into the far pipe. And it's 3-2 Seawolves. What a great job by Coach Lard and the Seawolves bouncing back from down 2-0.
Well, Balin himself looking for a bounce back. Had 4 points in his Stony Brook debut against number 9 Rutgers, then failed to get on the board in that 17-12 loss against Penn State. Balin, who comes by way of LIU. Not a long trip for the transfer.
Yeah,
senior from Comac. Another instant impact for Stony Brook. Have not really talked much about number 44, Jonathan Huber, one of the all-time leading scorers at St. John's. Caleb Pearson distributes. Across the way, here's Palinetti. Stony Brook did not have the numbers. Palinetti will shoot anyway and score.
Good.
4 consecutive by Stony Brook. And Dylan Palinetti has his second.
Yeah, give all the credit to the ride. I mean, you had Sabeller and Newton on the other side, put the ball on the ground against Air Force's attackman. They swung the ball to the midfield, got it down to Dylan on the left wing. He plays instant offense, doesn't wait, right? Attacks the goal right away. Air Force is not set to slide, and he's ever to bury it.
Well, Dylan Palinetti, who in his limited time in the America East took home pretty much every award you could think of, will have to acclimate himself to the Colonial. It is a timeout taken by Air Force, and now each team have used one so far.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a good timeout by Air Force. Coach Wilson wants to settle him down. You're up 2-0. You turn around, it's 4-2. You don't want to get this to run away from you. Oh, it's the first quarter, though. About Dylan Palinetti real quick. Watching the first 2 games, he was kind of struggling with it, trying to figure out what his role was, kind of like doing too much. It seems like today he's ready to play, and he's buried to the last 2. What a great job by Dylan.
Well, lacrosse, as we often discuss in our broadcast, right, the game of runs. First 2 go to Air Force, next 4 go to Stony Brook, and oftentimes dictated by the faceoffs. And Stony Brook has looked good there in the form of Renz Conlon. That area has been a struggle through 3 games for the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the areas they want to work on and get better at, right? So, here's the theory, Johnny. Listen, if you're not winning faceoffs, you better get stops defensively, right? Whether that's saves or defense puts the ball on the ground and we're able to clear it, right? And in turn, right, if you're winning a lot of faceoffs, you want to keep that momentum going. You want to keep making Air Force pay here. Be patient with your offense, but also take what they give you, right? I mean, Coach Gallardi wants goals to be assisted, but at the end of the day, you're open with your hands free. He wants you to let it ride as well.
Dylan Palinetti, 2 goals in each of the first 2 games. He's already got 2 today. We're still in the first quarter. And glad you're with us. First home game of the season for Stony Brook. Our first broadcast. He's Tim Tuttle. I'm Johnny Wincott. Seawolves team picked to finish 4th in their brand new Colonial Athletic Association. The Air Force Falcons, meanwhile, picked to finish 4th, and they were in the Atlantic Sun.
Seawolves goal. His second of the game, scored by number 34, Dylan Palinetti.
Well, this time Brandon Gabb aiding the cause. Yeah, number 29 in blue, the junior, wins the faceoff.
Yeah, sorry, John. Yeah, there was a missed opportunity there. Christian Lau does a great job with the ball being away. to take out the faceoff guy, and Dillon had a chance to pick the ball up there, didn't. Wow, that was quick. Oh, yes, right, it was under 60, right? So the second you pick the ball up, play fast.
Doorstep.
Great job.
Goal. Stony Brook takes advantage. And in the blink of an eye, Blake Balin has his second. Stony Brook has their 5th consecutive. And just over a minute to play in the first quarter. What happened to
So we had this. So, through the scrum, they're saying the possession was made by the faceoff guy. The clock starts running, right? So that counts. You have 80 seconds to clear the ball. The shot clock, the transition clock went to 58 seconds. Turnover by the Falcons. Seawolves picked the ball up really quick. Dillon finds Balin, and it's 5-2. I'm not sure that that the shot clock was reset right away. I think maybe it was running, and the officials allowed it to happen off the faceoff. It seemed to me to be a quick 20 seconds. But hey, listen, you know what? You got to roll with the adversity, right? You just got to keep playing.
His second of the game.
Ren's Conlon, another win. One of the more easier-looking ones for Ren Conlon. I don't think any of them come easy at the center circle.
Yeah.
And Stony Brook, if they so choose, could hold for the final shot here. More time on the shot clock than the game clock, so that shot clock should be turned off.
Yeah. The possession clock it starts at 80. It runs down to 60. You must have the ball cleared over the midline by the 60 second mark. I did look up. It did say 58, but I don't know if the transition was correct there. I don't know if we picked it up or the Falcons did, which would have started their clock to clear it over the midline by 60. But anyway, hey, listen, it's part of the game, and you got to move on for it, right? I mean, Coach Wilson was not happy, which I'm not sure anybody would be, but with the scoreboard being tilted on the other side all of a sudden.
Yeah, he is looking to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
5-0 run by Stony Brook. Seawolves looking to put their foot on the gas pedal here before the end of the first quarter. 15 seconds. Palanetti gets the motor running. 2 goals already. Make it 3. He spins. He scores. It's a hat trick. First of the season for the captain, Palanetti. 6 unanswered at the moment by Stony Brook.
Oh, it's a great dodge by Dillon to get upfield with his left hand. I mean, Dillon Palanetti is probably one of the best shooters in all of Division I lacrosse. And here he is. He just comes just straight upfield, right? He gets the 5x5. He turns and he just yanks it right over the left shoulder of Rose. Rose, after starting out really hot, has struggled a bit. That's a high-to-high shot. At this level, in his ability, that should be a save. But give Dillon credit for putting it in there.
And to think where the margin in this game might be if Rose didn't make some of those early saves. Already 6-2 Stony Brook. 12.3 ticks remain.
Yeah, great point. And here's the Air Force Academy. Decided to go with a long pole against Renz to try and slow him down a little bit.
Got a loose cross on the field. Bodies on the deck, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. First 2 goals to the Falcons, next 6 to Stony Brook. We get you set for 15 more minutes when we return. 6-2 Stony Brook on Flow Sports. First quarter hat trick for Dillon Palanetti, and Stony Brook a 6-2 advantage. We get you set for quarter number 2. He's Tim Tuttle. I'm Johnny Wincott. Can't ask for a much better start for Stony Brook other than the 2-0 start for Air Force. Dillon Palanetti, that's what Anthony Gallardi wants, that type of player this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, Dillon's one of those players that, the ball in his stick makes him extremely deadly. He was able to bury 2 off of straight dodges. And, Air Force not winning faceoffs and not getting stops, it made the second half of that first quarter a little long.
Six in a row at the moment for Stony Brook. Long feed on a hop will go into the cross of Jason Rose.
Yeah, you got to be
ambitious effort from Newton.
Sorry, Johnny. Yeah, they got to be patient on the clear there. The Seawolves, they were actually slightly offsides, but with the turnover, the ref held his whistle, which is a great job by him. But I think winning faceoffs and having to go back to clear it, just clear with poise, and not forced to chuck it down the field, is what Coach Gallardi would want.
We just noted Falcons got on the board first in the first quarter. Senior Tommy Hellman, the Darien, Connecticut native, then Aiden Tolan, the Maryland native. But it has been all Stony Brook since. With 6 consecutive tallies, the team still in search of their first win of the season in game number 3. Charging down the right wing, Wes Peeney.
Yeah, it's a good job by Mike Sabella on the slide there to come early. Wes has had a tremendous first 3 games of his career, and he's a big man, so you want to make sure you get to him early, especially with his hands free.
That was Iago who missed on the shot. Quick restart opportunity was blocked. Rebound right on the doorstep, and Stony Brook at the moment survives. Air Force takes it right back. Kalen Driggs, the freshman, had an opportunity right in front of the cage.
Yeah, I think DeSanto on the push there, knocked him into the crease, which avoided the crease violation. So the Falcons are back on offense.
New shot clock as well for Bill Wilson's group. Grandalfo grinding away, shooting, and a big save by McLaughlin. He stuck out the left shoe. It's still loose by the cage, and Chamo stomps on it.
Great job by Jamison. Good save. Estrella is able to pick the ball up, put it back in the cage, and a nice clean clear. You got Dowd right down the middle.
Long stick, Loud deposits. Palinetti shooting, and it sails over the cage. Unsettled defense. Stony Brook, good opportunity. Their 7th consecutive goal. That opportunity will continue with 60 seconds showing on the timer.
Yeah, I mean, and since Coach Galati's start here at Stony Brook, he likes to play fast. He doesn't want to waste a lot of time, setting his offense up, especially if the defense is unsettled. So you can see instant offense, right? We kind of call it. So that's a great job by Dylan to play fast there. Now we can settle in and run a little offense here.
Armitage, Balin in his office, back 15. Touch passing, it's back with Balin. 35 seconds, Balin, his shot, Rose got a piece.
Great job. I mean, a little tough there. Balin deserves a little bit better for that, but his own effort, hey, shot high, fake high, shot high. Rose stayed big, and he was able to make the big save.
So even with the 6 goals already for Stony Brook, you have to think 5, maybe 6 saves. Yeah. Once our stat counter hits the refresh here, already for Jason Rose, and we told you 17 saves in each of the last 2 games.
No, that's a great point. And during our midweek conversation with Coach Galati, right, he was talking about not finishing when we had our opportunities against Penn State, right? Here's a bunch of opportunities that, give Rose credit for saving them, but one-on-one with the goalie, that ball should be in the net.
It is officially 5 saves so far for Mr. Rose.
And I would say out of those 5, 4, I mean, give him maybe all 5 are big-time stops he made. Probably that should have been goals, right? I'm sure Coach Galati during, film tomorrow is going to have, the same conversation about finishing when we're supposed to finish.
Stepney dispossessed, can't find it.
Great check by Newton, be on his hands, good poke check.
Stepney with it again. Falcons through the red paint in the back 15, now on the far side of the field.
Yeah, it's great to see that the poke check is still around. That's a check that the
shot saved by McLaughlin.
Good save, nice and easy, nice and comfortable. It looks like Jamison's locked in a little bit here.
Aiden Tolan, another effort. He had the most recent goal for Air Force, which is starting to become a more distant memory with the 6th straight by Stony Brook. Dom Gonzalez retrieves the loose ball. Ben Morshauser controls at the 40-yard line. And now off for Blake Balin. We have called on his name early and often today. The LIU transfer. We told you quarterbacking this offense. Anthony Gallardi saying not the spot that he was used to at LIU. More playing off the ball, settling into that new role, and looking pretty good in game number 3.
No, absolutely, and that's a great job by the offensive staff. Coach Chanachuk recognizing that give Blake that opportunity. Can he get it done? And he's performed extremely well, especially coming from a spot where he didn't have to do it often. Come to Stony Brook, LIU, Stony Brook, are they comparable? I don't know. I would give the Seawolves the edge as far as talent and expectability of success, but, that's a great job by Blake in really embracing a role that the Seawolves need.
Nearly 5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Next goal, you get a sense, kind of a big one, right? 7-2, 6-3, different ball game. Down the right wing. Lob feed straight on, will find its way into a Falcons cross. Here is Iago. Had 2 goals in the opener at Ohio State. This time had a chance to shoot. Put it behind the cage, it's off of Driggs. He recovers in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, a little sloppy here by the Falcons. I think they just want to take their patience, work for the best shot, not the first shot, make the Seawolves work hard on defense, right? Get them to rotate a little bit, as you see now. Change the matchups a little bit, change your matchup. Maybe you find one that's going to be successful.
15 seconds on the timer. Work back to X. One-on-one battle, Grandolfo Grinding away on Estrella. Great feed to the front, but the shot goes wide.
Ooh,
Kyle Griffith shot it low and wide, just of the cage. 2 seconds on the timer. That's going to do it. Stony Brook forces the shot clock violation.
Yeah, wow. I mean, the Seagulls got away with one there. I mean, he was wide open on the crease. Ben Morshauser was kind of sloughed off him a little bit there. You know, and Jason Rose, brother of the goalie, just didn't bury it. You know, I mean, he was wide open. So the Seagulls kind of stole one there.
Quick clear for Stony Brook. Right back in the cross of the athletic David Estrella. We told you one of 3 captains this season for Stony Brook. He joins Michael Sabella, Dylan Palinetti. And Stony Brook team sure plenty of talent. They brought in some transfers. Yeah, they did lose 5 of their top 8 scorers from last year, including their leading scorer, Kevin Mack.
Yeah, I mean, there's a role, right? Kevin Mack, you know, did a tremendous job for the Seagulls last year. And it looks like Blake is doing a great job trying to fill his shoes there. And a quick thing, right? You know, you had Tommy Hahn, you had Kevin, and now you have Blake Balin for Dylan Palinetti to play with. That's 3 different, you know, guys he's had to adjust to on how they dodge and how they can get him the ball.
Here is Palinetti, always dangerous, drew the double. Defense unsettled, shot toward net, another save by Rose, but a crease violation nonetheless on Stony Brook. It was on Will Button.
Yeah, Will tried to, you know, get inside there a little bit, and you know, Jason was not having it. You know, did a great job of not hitting from behind, but driving into the crease, turnover.
Low feed, and it will become a turnover.
Sloppy. I think, you know, Coach Wilson, you know, doesn't want to burn another timeout here. We don't have him 1.5. It's only a 4-goal lead, right? Like you said early on, Johnny, it's a game of runs, but that's 3 sloppy possessions by the Falcons in the last 3 possessions they had. So you want to kind of clean that up.
Turnovers have not really been an issue for the Falcons team in the first 3 games. 13 turnovers per game, 12th best in the country.
No, it's great. And on the flip side of that, right, Coach Galati was worried about his turnovers. They had 40 in 2 games, right? They total you know, 20 each on the average. You want to clean those up as well for the Seawolves, and it seems like they've done it so far.
In fact, last year, Falcons, one of the top teams in the country in forcing turnovers. First in the A-Sun, 4th in the country. But Stony Brook back on the offensive. Still on a 6-0 blitz. Offenses have quieted over the last few minutes. And right on cue, it's another save by Rose. He nested underneath the effort from Balin.
Yeah,
would have been a hat trick.
Yeah. Simple. I mean, I don't know, you know, Balin got everything behind that shot, you know, but again, a save's a save, right? So he's doing a great job keeping the Falcons in this. And I think Coach Wilson, you know, he's kind of like, you know, applauding to his offense to say, hey, listen, just slow it down, work for the best shot, not the first shot. You know, even if you use the whole shot clock, just, you know, get the most out of your possession here.
.6:20 to go. Aiden Tolan plays pass. 20 yards from the cage. Ethan Grandolfo getting involved in the action. 4 goals over the last 2 games. And a hat trick against Colgate. Yago. Grandolfo, quick feed, shot. Sailed over the cage again, 2nd time. On a good look by Kyle Griffith. He has not hit the net.
Yeah, great look. He just sailed over the top.
Falcons on the restart, 20 seconds to work with. Spin by Yago. Sends it across the way, Grandolfo. They set up this time for Triggs. He is taken down, and all 3 officials have thrown their flags.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for DeSanto. You know, he sticks high. He follows the ball up top, and it got a little low, got into his legs. And listen, you got to call that. I mean, there it is. It's one of those when all 3 officials throw the flag, John. It's hard to argue that it's not a foul.
I saw it too.
Right.
So extra man opportunity here for the Air Force Falcons. They are 2 for 7 in such situations this season. Again, they're playing their 4th game of the season, 3rd for Stony Brook. Seawolves, granted tied with 6 or 7 other teams in the country, they have not allowed a goal. 1 a man down, 6 for 6. And we talk about the importance here of goal number 9, either the 3rd for the Falcons or the 7th for the Seawolves.
Yeah, here in a 1-4-1 set. Oh, that's a tough feed there.
Yeah, they wanted Kyle Griffith right on the doorstep.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Iago's got to let that rip there. He's about 15 yards, right down the center of the goal, right? You're in a perfect shooting beside that. I think this would be a little too pretty. Be a little selfish there next time. It's a tough turnover.
So the 1-minute penalty assessed to the freshman Mike DeSano. Never want the defenseman out when you're on the kill, but Stony Brook has nearly chipped away at the 60 seconds.
Yeah, and again, I think it's Air Force is kind of shooting themselves a foot here a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that's an opportunity for Iago to let it rip there, but listen, guys want to try and make a play, and you really can't argue with that. Well, I guess you can, but you want to let him know that that's a great step down from 15 yards, right in the middle of the field.
So Stony Brook remains perfect on the man down this season, 7 for 7, and another opportunity at the 7th consecutive tally. Palinetti puts the moves on. Palinetti shooting. Another one sailing wide of the cage. Stony Brook backs it up. Plenty of time to work with. Well, maybe not plenty. It's 16 seconds. Yet they bled away at some of that shot clock during the penalty kill. So with 15, it's Blake Balin in the back 15. Probing. Still searching. Balin with 7. Balin with 5. Balin shooting. Right across the crease. That will go out of bounds. Second time today. Stony Brook will be hit with a 90-second violation.
Yeah, they just roll this away, Matty, and this will send it to the far corner.
Or rather, the 80-second violation.
Hey, and give the Falcons defensive credit, right? Getting Stony Brook to put them in a tough situation on shot clocks. Sometimes it's not about the offense not seeing good openings. Sometimes the defense plays really, really well. It doesn't give you those openings to look.
By the way, probably pretty remiss if we didn't mention we have not seen number 45 today. We keyed in him on our broadcast setup in Brandon Dodd, who already this season has 9 goals and an assist. And we have not heard any sort of word from Turf side as to what the status may be, but no number 45 so far in blue and white.
Yeah, the freshman.
There is a number 42.
Yep,
he gets pushed down. That is Hunter Panzik. There's your guy.
Yeah, it is. I'm in Hassett. I had the pleasure of coaching Hunter in his club days. So
Panzik possessing at the moment. Takes a bump from Sabella. At the perimeter right now, Iago, who has been sniffing blood all first half long. Tolan.
Yeah, just be patient here. With the flag down, that's a great job by Christian Loud. Christian Loud's a special defensive player too, but I'd like to see, 4 seconds left. I guess, the Air Force did as best they could to maintain a great opportunity to get a quality shot.
You mentioned Christian Loud. Number 0 for Stony Brook, has been so for a while now. 38th appearance with Stony Brook. He has not missed a game since arriving on campus by way of Smithtown.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. The ability to play man down, the ability to shut down the opposing players, top midfielder, able to clear the ball. He's got a great stick. He can shoot it as well too. Christian's a special guy.
So a 30-second push penalty on Michael Sabella, and the second consecutive EMO here for Air Force. Stony Brook looks to remain perfect defensively. 7 for 7 on the man down.
Yeah, still running out at 1-4 set.
Grandolfo gets it back from the center point. Everything at the right side right now. Now they flip to the far side of the field. Iago for Grandolfo. Near corner, Driggs sends it behind the net. Tolan, one of the 2 goals today for Air Force. Grandolfo. There's a miscue. Ball on the deck. Penalty coming to an end in a few seconds.
Yep.
And it goes back with Air Force.
Yeah, 2 things. What a great job by the Seawolves man down there, right on that 30-second foul, not giving the Falcons anything to look at. And then his little push from behind there by Christian Loud. He's a good player, but players make some bad mistakes every now and then. So the ball gets turned over with a new shot clock to the Falcons.
Final 2 minutes, first half. Back to level pegging, and off the ricochet, it's taken in by Jamison McLaughlin. So Stony Brook survives back-to-back man-down opportunities. 8 for 8 this season now.
Yeah, I mean, that's another great look. I mean, Griffin is wide open and on the crease, and, Sewell's kind of got away from there. That's 2 or 3 times that the Falcons have not taken advantage of an opening guy running the crease, whether it's a poor exchange or we just didn't find him. So I'm sure Coach Wilson will make note of that going into the half.
.113 remaining, and another timeout taken by Air Force.
Yeah, good timeout there by Coach Wilson. You want to make sure you can cut the lead right here, get the 6-3, make the most of their possessions. 3, I think 2 really bad turnovers by the Seawolves clearing it. A little more poise there. And like we said, Coach Galati made an emphasis about turnovers. 6-3, game of runs. The Falcons could be back in a minute.
Well, first quarter, goals, foot on the gas pedal, both sides here. Nobody has scored yet. All 8 tallies came in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, you want to keep that. You want to keep that roll going. You want to stop the other one. But yeah, I just think that teams, both teams have settled in. They probably changed up how they're doing things defensively, changing the looks. Right, you get a feel from each other. They don't play each other regularly, and if you go watch some game film, you really never know what it's going to look like until you start playing. It's a game of adjustments. Just like I said, a game of runs, Johnny. It's a game of adjustments.
In 1 minute and 13 seconds of lacrosse time, they'll have 10 to 12 minutes to make more adjustments. Bill Wilson, 6th-year head coach for Air Force. Anthony Gallardi, 4th-year head coach for Stony Brook. And a Seawolves team playing their first home game, looking for their first win. And the important part right now, wins are nice, but both of these coaches would like their teams to get hardened and look a little bit better by the time conference play rolls around. And for the Falcons, that's pretty soon. Next weekend, they go down to Georgia to take on Mercer and start that very diverse geographic schedule in the A-Sun.
Right.
You got Detroit Mercy, Cleveland State.
Throwing dots.
Down to Macon, Georgia.
Yeah. Throwing dots at the map on that one a little bit.
They're logging the big-time frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
Final 60 seconds here in the first half. It is still a 6-0 run by Stony Brook, but as we just noted, every goal in the first quarter.
Yeah, they'll be patient here. Look for West Phoenix to make a big run right here, big number 56 against Estrella. I think that's going to be the look. They're going to hold it down, roughly about 4-second difference on the shot clock than the game clock. Maybe not. Maybe he's sneaking away for a little bit. Yep. Here comes the big swing right here. Here comes Wes.
Sophomore from Ridgewood, New Jersey. Gets rid of it now. It's back with Grandolfo.
They're still not ready. And listen, Christian Loud for the Seawolves, I mean, he's an LSM that'll be aggressive on you. He'll play you to the midline.
20 seconds. Wind picking up. So is the physical play.
Yeah, great job by Estrella so far.
Driggs, the freshman, gets rid of it. 15 yards from the cage. Tolan shooting. Scoring. Bottom left corner. Precision from Aiden Tolan. It's his second of the game. It stops the 6-0 Seawolves run. And it's the first goal of the second quarter.
Yeah, I think McLaughlin would want this one back. I mean, it's a shot from distance, low to low. You see Tolan drop his hands here. Jameson kind of just throws his hands at it and not really explodes to the ball to make the save. Hey, either way, it's in the goal, 6-3.
We talked all quarter about the all-important and eventually elusive 9th goal. And instead of a 7-2 Stony Brook lead and a 5-goal margin, it's a 6-3 advantage. Just a 3-goal game with 5 seconds remaining until half.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Wilson, you couldn't have scripted any better, right? You want to go in on a high note. Hopefully, who knows, Renz could pop this one and go down and bang it down for the Seawolves. But that's a great job by Coach Wilson, taking the time out, eating up some time, and end up getting the goal by the half. Go in with some momentum.
Well, the game of runs, first 2 went to Air Force, next 6 to Stony Brook. And the lone tally in quarter number 2 goes to Aiden Tolan. Stony Brook is 6-3 lead at the break. Yeah, I mean, again, I think like you said earlier, Johnny, right? It's the first quarter high flying. Second quarter we make some adjustments. Now, of course, you have that that 10-minute break in between and go, hey, Coach Gallardi, what do you say? I think, hey, keep doing what we're doing, right? They've just been snake bitten. Let's shorten up our turnovers. For Coach Wilson, it's like, hey, how can we solve the faceoff X, right? And how can we again on their side offensively make more out of our possessions? 30 minutes down, at least 30 more to go. Stony Brook, their first home game of the season, a 6-3 advantage over Air Force. We go to halftime here at Flow Sports. We welcome you back to LaValle Stadium, getting you set for half number 2. The Air Force Falcons visiting the Stony Brook Seawolves. He's Tim Tuttle, I'm Johnny Wincott. We appreciate you making us, we'll call it your Friday afternoon turn evening, starting your weekend here on the North Shore. Stony Brook would like to get what will be a busy weekend here on campus started in the right direction. A 6-2 lead after 1. They scored 6 consecutive goals, but after 14 minutes and 55 seconds of scoreless lacrosse in the second quarter, Aiden Tolan, the bell does toll, his second goal of the game, 5th of the season, and now a 6-3 game. We start half number 2.
No doubt. I mean, that's not the score you want in a lacrosse game, right? It's a game that's supposed to be really fast, but plenty of scoring opportunities considering the size of the goal. But you know, both teams, I think they were a little sloppy in the second quarter, and they need to clean that up, and their adjustments at halftime will dictate that. Right off the bat here, you see FS went back to, you know, not having a pull on faceoffs, and they come out with the first one to win against Rennes.
Well, it's another win for Braden Gabb. Kind of been the change-up FOCO guy for them. Number 29, the junior, who has won his second faceoff of the contest. We keep saying this next goal a big one. Well, again, a 6-4 game, very different from 7-3. A lot of time on the clock here in the second half and what was a bit of a spotty first half for each team.
Great check there by Christian Loud to turn the ball over. Did a great job. But again, another great poke check into the hands of Grandolfo, and they turned the ball over. But again, give Air Force credit, a good ride. Back on offense here.
Unsurprisingly, the 6'4", big-bodied Wes Peen came up with it. He possesses at the moment.
Takes up a lot of space.
Here is Peen. His brother Gavin wears number 24. One of the first things Anthony Gallard had noted to us with the tail of the tape for this Air Force team, they got some big bodies. And Wes Peen probably the biggest. Shot and a goal. Josh Yago finally finds it. Ample opportunity in the first half. After 6 in a row by Stony Brook, back-to-back by Air Force, it's a 2-goal game.
Yeah, this is a great job by Gavin Peeney to feed the ball all the way through the Stony Brook defense and find him on the backside for a strong rip. I mean, it's all the way through the defense. The Seawolves sticks it down, the lane's kind of big, and he caught it and let it go right away. Very little time he used to get that shot off. And there's that big goal, right? Now it's 6-4.
Every face-off more important than the last. And Rennes Conlon has another win.
Great job by Rennes there.
10 wins and 14 tries today for Rennes Conlon, the senior from Rocky Point. Last year, 48%. Or rather, this year at 48% at the start of the day. That will surely go up. Already top 10 of the CAA.
That's a tremendous, listen, if you're winning your face-offs, you know, every other one, 50%, you want it a little bit higher, though, but hey, we'll take it, you know, a 50-50 shot, you know, especially let your wings work with them, right? If Rennes continues to do well on his own, but also incorporates his wings, it's going to improve that percentage.
51% for his career. Palinetti's pass impeded. It did get to Will Button, who is swallowed.
Slow to get up there too, Johnny.
Penalty coming up. Pass goes awry by Stony Brook. Can't take advantage. But now they will go on their first extra man opportunity. They killed off 2 in the second quarter. They are 8 for 8 defensively on the man-ups. And now on offense, though, an area they've struggled, 2 for 13.
All right, so we're going to have a full minute penalty here with a head-to-head contact on Rosado. They're saying full-time. He drove his head into Will Buttons. And that's a full-time penalty. He'll serve the full minute. So the Seawolves can score with Rennes at the X, get the ball back again, and go right down and play man up again.
Great opportunity here for Stony Brook to answer. Again, back-to-back goals by Air Force, one at the end of the second quarter, the other at the beginning of this third quarter. Palinetti off to the right. It continues. Goal line extended on the near side. Back with Dylan Palinetti. First half hat trick for number 34. Interior feed. Balin rips it. Bar down for Blake Balin. It's a hat trick. And Stony Brook responds 7-4.
Yeah, great job. Great patience here by the Stony Brook EMO, especially Will Button and Dylan Palinetti. He's able to find Balin after they exchange the ball a couple times, get the Air Force defense cycling a little bit, get them changing a bit. They forget about the crease, and Balin is wide open, and he's able to catch and finish. And this is a man-up face here. If the Seawolves are able to win this face-off, go down and play EMO again. That full-time serving foul.
Third extra man goal of the season for Stony Brook. And Renz Conlon aiding the cause again. The ground ball scooped up by Christian Loud. And Stony Brook safely right back into their office on the right side of Laval Stadium. We talked about the importance of Stony Brook sharing the ball, right? That quote from Anthony Gallardi. We're good on offense when we share. Haven't shared many of the goals. Dylan Palinetti fires wide on cue.
Right.
6 out of the 7 have come from Balin and Palinetti. Matt Anderson is the outlier.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing extra man offense, I mean, those goals aren't assisted. Something's wrong, right? We shouldn't be dodging on man up. But that's a great job by the offense to have a little patience there. Dylan did a great job with Will Button and Huber up top to cycle the ball and find Balin wide open on the crease.
There's another drive by Stony Brook. High and wide of the cage, Jonathan Huber. Grad student from St. John's. Haven't heard too much of him so far in this contest. 6th leading scorer in St. John's history.
Yep, the Seawolves are, the Falcons now are back to even. They will kill the rest of that penalty without any more damage.
Palinetti gets the motor running, cradling along the right hip, turns, faces up, now it's Armitage, one more. Goal! Jonathan Huber is first at Laval Stadium. Back-to-back tallies by Stony Brook. And just like that, now they've doubled up Air Force 8-4.
Great job. Another assisted goal here. Dylan dodges the alley, right? He throws back up to Noah. Noah takes off to his strong left hand. The short stick shades a little bit, but it's enough room for Noah to get the ball back to Huber, who, wastes no time putting it in the net. Great job by the Seawolves. 2 assisted goals, and like you said, Johnny, they doubled it up.
Well, the Seawolves getting exactly what they wanted out of number 11, Blake Balin, number 44, Jonathan Huber, the transfers, and that is instant impact. Face-off win again by Braden Capp. That pass is deflected. It'll stay with Air Force. Anthony Gallardi told us, first game of the season against Rutgers, Huber was open, we just couldn't get him the ball. Penn State, we got him the ball, he just couldn't score.
Right.
He did have 1 goal in that game.
Yeah.
95 goals in 5 years over in Queens. One of just 13 players in St. John's history to have over 100 points. Stony Brook's going to emerge with another turnover here.
Yeah, great ride, great job. They're matching up, they're playing zone, they're keeping everybody in front of them, right, forcing a deep ride, forcing the Air Force midfielders to get open, and they're just chucking the ball down, trying to hit an attackman at that time.
Three-man officiating crew today. Mike
McCloskey,
what the
whistle was for, but
Alfred Pugh, Mike Harold.
Interesting. I don't have anything for you, Johnny. I don't understand why the whistle was blown and then stopped and then subs. And I don't.
This is where I turn to my right and I put my hands up.
Right. It's windy. It's cold. First game in the broadcast. First in a couple games for these officials.
And my hands will not be going up today. They will be remaining sternly in my pockets. Stony Brook on the offensive. Huber off the side of the net. It rippled. Stony Brook fans thought it was 2 in a row for the St. John's transfer. Still plenty of time to work with, under 60 seconds. Palinetti, brief double team. Now it's Chastain, tasked with trying to keep up with him. Little bump. Palinetti goes down, flag goes up. Flag landed on Chastain.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a holding there on Chastain coming around with Dylan. Dylan, stopped his feet to kind of question mark. And, listen, if I was playing Dylan Palinetti, I probably would have held him as well.
Here is Takis. From X, spins. On the doorstep, the ball is in. A flag is up.
Okay.
And there might be a crease violation here. Let's wait.
Well, not only that, it could be a foul on the Seawolves, okay? You're not allowed to land inside that inner cylinder, okay, and hit the goaltender.
Goal!
Oh, wow. Now I'm extremely confused.
Chaotic
You are
sequence.
not allowed. Listen, that's a big-time mistake by these officiating crew, because the goal goes in. He is not allowed to make contact with the goaltender inside that inner crease.
Another look at it here. Here comes the contact. And maybe instigated, though, by the Falcons' defense.
Okay, and I think we have Coach Wilson, who's extremely upset, and the official has thrown another flag, unsportsmanlike conduct against the bench. So, sorry, we're going to have to iron out these penalties here because Coach Wilson just took an unsportsmanlike penalty. I think he's arguing my point. Okay, he's not allowed to land in the crease. The push happens. Okay, right? Which measures the crease, but wow. So I mean, Coach Wilson got an explanation. He's not happy about it, but.
Another look at it.
Yep, yeah. So you see Will Button catches the ball. He comes around hard. He's touched barely, but he's got to make an effort. You can't make contact with the goaltender. You can't. I mean, that rule is clear. If I'm wrong, someone email me because you, even though Will was pushed in, that's what the purpose of that in the crease was. And here's an officiating crew that I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please let me know.
As it stands, the goal is for Ronnie Kramer. The freshman from Oceanside, it'd be his first collegiate goal. The assist, and we noted in the first half, Derek Takis, another underclassman. He's the sophomore. And our three-man officiating crew is Mike McCloskey, Alfred Pugh, Mike Herold. They continue to chat things over here, both teams making respective personnel changes. If the goal stands, 9-4 Stony Brook. First collegiate goal for Kramer. It does look like the goal will stand.
Yeah, it will.
Now the questions are the penalties.
Well, yeah, listen, and I'll go back and do my research, too, to be fair to the officiating crew, but I might be completely wrong, but you cannot make contact with the goaltender while he's standing inside that cylinder to protect them, even if you are pushed from behind. But, again, I will go back and check that rule book, and we'll go from there, but we play on, Johnny.
Well, what we could really use right now is kind of like the NFL official microphone.
Right. Correct.
All right, penalties have been handed down. They're being announced at the moment. We'll see if we can get tuned in.
1 minute. Airport foul number 31, Kyle Griffin. Unsportsmanlike. 1 minute, unreleasable.
Yeah, so
Palinetti's got another. Stony Brook takes advantage. 3-man penalty. A 10-4 game, fourth goal, Palinetti.
Okay, so if I'm correct, so you had the original hold on Palinetti, that's releasable. The slashing call that went on top of it is releasable, okay? And the unsportsmanlike by Coach Wilson, who in 31 is serving, is a full serve foul, which the officials deem to be full serving fouls. Unsportsmanlikes don't always have to be full serving, but I guess, Coach Wilson gave it, but Dylan just a few step down, and that's the last guy you want to leave wide open with his hands free. So we got the penalty solved, and the Seawolves go up 10-4.
So again, as we go to another draw control here, face-off number 16. And it's taken by Air Force, this time in the form of Chris Bardak, another Long Islander.
Yep.
St. Anthony's alum.
Yep.
Penalties.
Oh, he's going to go dunk this. Oh, big save by McLaughlin.
Chamo.
Wow.
Sitting on top of the lacrosse ball keeps the run in store for Stony Brook 4-0.
Yeah.
Against those penalties, we got James Chastain, the illegal body check, Kyle Griffith, the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, again, the other two fouls were clean, right? The illegal body check, the penalty for 31 is still going on. Those are all clean. I'm just confused about the contact with the goaltender inside the inner cylinder, which is a foul against Stony Brook. And the ball would have been turned over to Air Force, regardless of the first two fouls.
Palinetti off the bar. And it ricochets all the way back to number 34. The Falcons will muscle their way to midfield. Battle continues on what's been a near perfect day on special teams for Stony Brook. And they might have to get back involved on the special teams. Flag flies after Aiden Tolan is taken down. And now it appears as if Air Force will go on the man up.
Yeah, depending on what the official saw, I mean, it could be either a trip or a push from behind. But we'll let them iron it out.
Things really picking up here in quarter number 3. Again, we had the 8-goal first quarter, 6-2 Stony Brook. 1 tally in the second quarter. It came with 6 seconds left from Air Force.
Right.
And
yeah, and in the last 7 minutes, we've had more excitement, and then the whole second quarter. But you got to you got to continue to play on, right? Air Force is about getting the next one.
Yago turns, shoots, It's off of Jamo. Ricochets toward the far sideline. Stony Brook first to touch in the form of the freshman Mike DeSano. And after a whistle and a couple of substitutions, it will be the extra man opportunity for Air Force. So all that chaos, Stony Brook just trying to touch up. And we will see who the penalty is called. Maybe on DeSano again.
Yep. So we got a trip on DeSano for 1 minute.
So yet again, Stony Brook man down. Third time today, 2 for 2, 8 for 8 this season on the man disadvantage.
It's a great job. I mean, listen, anytime you can shut the other team down when they have an extra man, probably your rotation on your defense man down is phenomenal, and your goalie's playing well.
And every time you commit the penalty, though, playing with a little bit of fire here, Anthony Gallardi's group.
Yeah, I mean, you want to play with passion at home. You know what I mean? You can only control what you control. Again, the officials are going to make calls. The players are going to play. You got to kind of, you want to play with emotion, right? With your skill level and what your team wants to do. But you can't play emotional. You can't allow, calls by the officials or things not go your way to affect the outcome of the game. It's hard, but you want to kind of stay composed and make the next play.
Air Force wondering who will make their next play. Yeah. Stony Brook with runs of 6-0 and 4-0 in this game. Currently in the midst of that 4-0 run. And Stony Brook's defense, without even touching the ball, gets it across midfield.
Yeah, another bad mistake there by the EMO of the Falcons. I'm not seeing very much movement at them. They're not changing their shape a lot. They're kind of just sitting in a 2-3 set and trying to see if the Seawolves will bite on them. But I'd like to see more of that EMO though. But hey, give the Seawolves credit again. They're gonna be undefeated. Shutting them down on man down.
Anthony Gallardi might want to start the game a man down.
Right.
Start one fewer player.
Yeah, can we just play 6-on-5?
Here's Anderson. Jitterbugging 15 yards out. Great feed to the doorstep, and Jason Rose, another shutdown. This time he does it on Jonathan Hubert.
Big time save there.
Leads to a quick clear for the Falcons. Quickly into their offense. Shot. Saved by McLaughlin.
Answered on the other end.
We go back and forth. That effort was from Shad Bruce, the senior. Noah Armitage taking a few whacks. There is Bruce again. And Armitage, who we spotlighted in our broadcast open on the Stony Brook side. Career high 4 goals in the loss against Penn State. Nothing so far today. Maybe even a good sign for Stony Brook, right? They're already into double digits and haven't heard much from Noah Armitage.
No, very much so, and that's a good thing, right? I mean, you always want your better players to be on the scoreboard, though. But if they're not, and you got a 6-point lead, I mean, that means the offense is flowing, right? Guys are getting touches, right? Other people are, meeting the expectation you have offensively to be multiple threats while you're on offense. Having guys who can really, put the ball away.
Palinetti, dangerous feed, does make it cross field. Shot off the pipe.
Post.
Palinetti rebound, fires wide.
It's feeling that way. It's feeling a little bit of a shooting gallery here, you know what I mean? Armitage right off the pipe, and Dylan wastes no time getting it right back at Rose.
Quick restart, Will Button.
Rose might have got a piece of that.
There is the freshman Sean Carlo. Has received some big-time minutes to start his collegiate career. Reverses course, Palinetti. Interior feed, shot wide.
Yeah,
Blake
no
Balin looking for goal number 4. Yeah, no backup this time for Stony Brook. Air Force will take over. Final 5 minutes here in the third quarter. And really, ever since that first quarter, right, the 6-2 Stony Brook score, been a super tight game.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think that the Seawolves have taken advantage of the mistakes that the Falcons have made or allowed to them. Penalties are part of the penalties. If you look at the penalties, maybe they got 3 goals on man up, maybe 4. You take those away. You want to be more disciplined if you're the Falcons. But at the end of the day, I think that the Seawolves are just playing a full, complete game, limiting their errors, right, but maximizing their opportunities.
That was the key for Anthony Gallardi heading into this game. He has seen some flashes from his team in the first 2 games, and again, a tough schedule as Peen flies down.
He's in.
Yep. Couldn't connect in front of the crease. Stony Brook takes over. Team had not played a consistent 60-minute game. He said the challenge against Air Force, some big bodies, talented team, confident 2-game winning streak, need to play a 60-minute contest.
Yeah.
They are fewer than 20 minutes away from playing a sturdy 60.
Yeah. And listen, think of this too, right? You mentioned earlier in the first half, Johnny, Dodd is not playing. What dynamic does that change for Air Force on their offense and their offensive flow, and where they're at psychologically, whether he's banged up or not feeling well? We don't have an answer for why he's not playing though, but that adds to it, right? And that allows Coach Brazel maybe to change up the matchups a little bit, really take advantage of the fact that he's not in the game. You know what I mean? So it's those little things that why is they come out in Denver. Air Force comes out and beats Denver, right? And there's a very good Stony Brook team.
Anderson shut down by Rose.
Another save.
He continues to rack up the saves, and you wonder, without some of those key saves, where the score might be.
Yeah, no doubt.
Credit Rose with his 9th save of the contest. Long stick shot goes wide. Just on the far side of the post, Chris Bardak. Second time we've called on his name, the Smithtown native.
Yep.
It's almost like Long Island is a hotbed for lacrosse or something.
Well, St. Anthony's High School is in Huntington, South Huntington. That's a machine. They produce some tremendous players.
Bardak has played in every game since arriving in Colorado, in El Paso County. I made the same quip earlier in the game that imagine that there was significant temperature drop-off from the departing flight to the arriving flight here in New York.
No doubt.
30 seconds on the shot clock. It won't matter. Stony Brook takes over. 4-on-3.
One more.
Palinetti to the doorstep, and
great
Rose
job by Rose.
out of his cage and into his cross.
Great job. Way to read the play. There's no quarterbacks in lacrosse, but sometimes you want your goalie to be the quarterback on the clear. But that's a great job for him to read that. Maybe a D-back.
I was going to say, that's more like a safety there.
A safety. Got my sports confused. My positions, I should say.
Well, you're at the right field for it.
Right temperature.
Sean Carlo looks up, sees a sea of blue. Takes a big lick as well by Tolan. And a good game for Aiden Tolan, 2 goals, including the first one of the game. So the Air Force struck first, they struck second. Stony Brook had their first long run today, a 6-0 goal run. And then they had a 4-0 goal run. That's still going right now.
Yeah. I think, the Falcons are squeezing a little bit, right? They're trying to, get to 10-10 instead of get to, 10-5, one shot at a time, one goal at a time. There's no 6-point shot that's going to tie the game, so they got to make the most of their possessions. And the clock, is their enemy along with the Seawolves.
Carlo bridges the gap to Huber. Another save by Rose. It deflects right into the cross of James Chastain. And Air Force survives again defensively. They just got to start getting goals here. Final minute of the third quarter. Good defensive performance by Stony Brook, who last year kind of middle of the pack defense. Shot goes wide by Driggs, but another foul coming up on Stony Brook. And I think Air Force is hopping back on the extra man.
Yeah, you got Will Button, who got stuck on defense there with a slash. As Driggs came up the field to dodge, Will kind of threw a little check. I think it hit him in the back. Good call by the official.
One of the reasons Stony Brook couldn't come away victorious at Penn State in the 17-12 loss was the lack of special teams. 1 for 7 on the man advantage.
Yeah.
They did kill off 5 of Penn State's extra man opportunities. Today, though, Stony Brook, 2 out of their 10 tallies have come on the man up. And yet again, they are perfect defensively. They try and keep that going. 9 for 9 this season, while the opponent has the extra attacker.
Yeah, I'd like to see Air Force do a little bit more of motion, moving the ball, changing their shape, right? They're back in that 2-3 set. They're kind of just, touching the perimeter, but no real cycle going on. And again, with Dodd not in there, does that change the dynamic? Oh, that's a great look.
Not this time.
Yeah.
Great feed to the interior. This time, Kyle Griffith does make good on it. Missed a few in the first half.
Yeah.
10-5 game. The goal is for Griffith on the extra man, and the first time a team against Stony Brook has a power play tally.
Yeah, this is a great job by Tolan. He finds Griffin, who's got inside position. It's like in hoops, the point guard giving it to the center. If there's no one in between us, feed that ball inside. That's a great job of him catching and finishing. The Falcons really needed that.
Bouncing ball corralled by Stony Brook.
Assist by number 5, Aiden Cole.
Palinetti shooting and scoring. Right between the wickets of Jason Rose. Stony Brook responds just 11 seconds later, 11-5 game.
Yeah, that's a quick answer. Renz comes up with the face-off, comes down the pike here. Does the right move by giving it up to Palinetti, right? That's the guy you want to give the ball up to. And Dylan changes levels there, right? He shoots high to high a lot of the times, all right? But he's able to bury this one nice and low between Rose's legs for a good finish. And, come back and answer. Coach Wilson and his staff were upset. They thought there was a hold off the face-off, didn't get the call. But, yeah, you got to keep playing.
Boy, oh boy, the junior Braden Gabb has looked magnificent today at the center circle as Palinetti's goal gets announced. 11th for Stony Brook. And the final 5 seconds here in quarter number 3. Michael Sabella winds up with it to end the quarter. Physical play continuing. 45 minutes down. At least 15 to go. That's all that separates Stony Brook from their first win of the season.
Yeah, great. And listen, they've played very well so far. Like you said, a complete game so far, right? They're 45 minutes down, got 15 minutes to go. Emotions running high a little bit, understandable. We'll see what the next 15 gives us.
Stony Brook 11, Air Force 5. Fourth quarter coming up next right here on Flow Sports. Start at quarter number 4 here at Laval Stadium. Stony Brook leading Air Force 11-5 in search of their first win of the season. Falcons right off the draw, ripped shot and a goal. 11 seconds into the fourth quarter, quick answer by the Falcons. It is the freshman Kalen Driggs. Second goal of his collegiate career. It's a big one for Bill Wilson's group.
Yeah, great face-off early here. Bardock comes up with the ball. He's heading down Broadway, but he does the right thing, giving up to his attackman. Yeah, with a great shot and a good finish. Driggs with a good finish, I'm sorry.
Violation on Stony Brook. Things getting interesting here to start quarter number 4. Back-to-back face-off wins for the Road Falcons. Winners in back-to-back games. Lost their first game of the season at number 11 Ohio State. Then beat Denver, the number 17th ranked team in the country. First time in a long time. And winners last week against Colgate. Played on each of the last 3 Saturdays, their first Friday game of the season today.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a, it's an intense schedule, right? Getting prepared for their conference play. Same thing with Coach Gallardi, right? You want to raise the expectations. You got to play the best. And Denver the week after that, they go down and play Duke to a 1-goal game. So where are you any given Sunday, right?
First time Air Force beat Denver since 2009. Wow, that shot well misfired by Ethan Crandolfo, but he got a piece of Christian Ladd's long stick, so we'll give him a little excuse there.
right. And that thing was humming even after the deflection.
Peen grinding away. Big-bodied number 56. Drew a pair of defenders, including Dan Newton. Revolves around to the near side, back with Crandolfo. Adex, great feed, center point, shot sails over the cage.
Whoa, wow.
And backed up first by Air Force. It was tight.
That was a close one. I thought J-Mo had it there. Oh, the ball came back on the field. The nets aren't exactly up yet at Laval, the protected net.
Either way, good awareness by McLaughlin. Right. Try and hop out of his crease, make it to the ball first.
Yeah, plenty of time in the shot clock, too. You got 20 seconds. It's plenty of time. No panic here by the Falcons. Just run your offense, cycle the ball, keep it hot.
Crandolfo.
Good hit.
Faking.
Great
Pearson
look.
Stuck with him. The shot from the left wing, blocked by Newton. Shot clock at 7. Crandolfo, 5. Spin touch left. Still Crandolfo. And he will lob it into the corner. Third time that the Stony Brook defense has forced a shot clock violation.
Yeah, great job. I mean, listen, they pumped a few over the cage, though, but listen, you got to give the Seawolves defense credit for maybe putting them in positions not to get a better look at the cage to bury one. Sometimes playing defense, you don't have to put the ball on the ground or take it away, right? Especially with the shot clock.
Well, still 12:45 remaining in the contest, but I think we could safely say best defensive performance so far for Stony Brook. Gave up double-digit goals in each of their first 3 games, 15, 10, and 10. or rather 11 and 17 in their first 2 games of the season. And so far limiting what's been a good Air Force team to just 6 goals.
Yeah.
Matt Anderson puts it into the back 15. Blake Balin. Been a good game for Balin in his Laval Stadium debut. 3 goals. He has 7 points on the season, and all 7 have come in just 2 different games.
Great performance by Blake. And again, here for the Falcons, just next possession, right? Get a stop here. Can you get down and bang one? Get to a 4-goal lead. That was a great job. There he is.
Balin, an impossible angle for Blake Balin, but he makes it possible. 4th goal of the game. 9 of the 12 for Stony Brook have been provided by Palinetti and Balin.
Yeah, this is a good dodge by Noah down the side. He throws it to Blake at the X. He doesn't wait. He just turns the corner. Big, strong left-handed. And that's a tough. Dodging upfield away from the goal to turn back and put it in the corner past Rose's ear. Just give Blake credit on that. That's a great shot and a good dodge by Blake.
We've talked plenty about Blake Balin today, and for good reason. 4-goal effort. Armitage gets the helper, by the way, his 2nd. Balin started his collegiate career at Farmingdale State.
That's right.
D3.
Yep.
And then transferred to LIU. Will now finish his career. Different place on Long Island. Well versed here.
Yeah.
On the North Shore here at Stony Brook.
The COVID year for everybody extended everybody's career. Unfortunate situation that we lost full seasons in college athletics, and it's good to see that the guys like this are taking advantage of that, right? And hey, a year to season, a year to get better. You go from D3 to D2, D1. LAU Post was D2 at one point, D1 to D1. And the transfer portal, right? It allows you to do that. Good dodge, strong dodge there.
2nd goal that came for Josh Yago. And we continue to trade jabs here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Good response by Air Force trying to hang with Stony Brook. 12-7 game over 11 minutes to play.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to play one play, to the next. I mean, it's one face-off at a time, one ground ball at a time to 1 goal at a time. If you're the Falcons, it's just a good hard dodge. Turned the corner and he buried it. Ren's got to be careful. He's already got 2 violations. You can't violate again. It's a good job by Ren's.
12th face-off win, 21 tries today for Ren's Conlin. And Braden Gabb does lose one. He's 8 for 13. Something we haven't really discussed today. Obviously, a Stony Brook team that's going to be hungry, losers in their first 2 games. Last year found out banned from the America East postseason.
Yeah.
Really a debilitating blow before the regular season even starts, knowing you can't play in the postseason. And being in a mid-major like the America East, you virtually need that America East tournament to make the NCAA tournament. So plenty of players, Captain Dylan Palinetti included, saying we've got every game circled this year.
Yeah.
We know any season could be cut short at any time.
No, yeah, and life teaches us lessons, right? And you have 2 choices. You can, let it affect you, or you build off of it and you grow from it, right? Because you can't change the past. So, and that's the impressive thing about Dylan to come in. His leadership has been very, very good.
Another opportunity here for Air Force after Derek Takis' attempt was blocked and then quickly cleared by the Falcons. Teams exchanging personnel here, getting the correct matchups. We dip under the 10-minute mark here, 4th quarter. 10th all-time meeting between Air Force and Stony Brook, first since 2004. Each of the last 3 have gone Stony Brook's way. That came, though, after a 4-game Air Force winning streak in the series.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time since they battled, but it's been a good game so far. And I think, there's plenty of time in this game. If Air Force can just make sure they take care of their possessions and get work for the best shot and a quality look and not settle, there's a big mistake. Yeah. Can't shoot yourselves in the foot, fellas. Yeah, that's unfortunate, you know what I mean? But listen, it's the right call by the official. Tolan steps in the crease off a back pick at X, and, it goes the other way.
Well, not really much you could take away from any of the previous meetings to use for this one. I'll tell you, last time is 2004, but a lot of goals in this game in comparison to some of the previous. Each of the last 3 meetings between these 2 teams, 10 goals or fewer combined. That includes a 7-0 shutout win for Stony Brook.
Wow.
A 7-3 win and a 5-2 victory. Bodies on the deck. Palinetti turning, shooting over the net. 35 seconds remaining on the timer. This one will be backed up by Stony Brook in the form of the so far goalless Noah Armitage.
Yeah. Well, listen, that shows Noah's, he's moving the ball when he should, right? He's not being pressure. He's not trying to score when he shouldn't, right? Let the offense flow.
Another shot. This one finds Twine. Noah Armitage is on the board.
Yeah.
After the career 4-goal effort against Penn State. Takes a little longer to find Twine today. 13-7 Stony Brook.
Yeah, he does a good job. Again, Air Force went back to that little zone look with the two shorties behind the goal. Playing against Noah there, he just comes upfield with a big, strong left hand and is able to beat it around Hellerman. And Rose, it's a tough shot. I mean, here the ball goes out of bounds. Noah picks it up. Excuse me. They'll roll it to completion here. He dodges hard left-handed. He comes around the corner and a nice bounce shot.
Chris Bardick comes in to scoop up the ground ball. Face-off win this time for Air Force. Armitage's goal announced here at Laval Stadium, his 6th of the season. And a 13-7 advantage here for Stony Brook. 8 minutes and 10 seconds away from their first win of the season.
Yeah, and give the Seawolves credit about playing with poise and playing a full 60 minutes, right? Every time Air Force has scored, the Seawolves have answered. It's a great job by the offense, Coach Chanachuk and Coach Gallardi, who take care of that end of it. And, again, only 7 goals. Coach Brazel's got this defense running well. Again, what factor would it have had if Dodd was able to play? We'll never know, though, but it does change things a little bit. Tight feed there, trying to squeeze it in.
Tracked down by the freshman Driggs. And you make a good point there, partner. Brandon Dodd, undoubtedly best player offensively for this team. They've got other weapons, though, and Aiden Tolan.
He's had some day.
Boy, is he raising the bar in his junior season.
Yeah.
It is a hat trick for number 5. And the Falcons trying to hang with Stony Brook here back to a 5-goal game.
Wow. And again, it's just a complete goes to his right hand, splits off of... kind of gets David a little flat-footed there. I think he'll have a conversation with Coach Brazel as he comes off. You see this. He just got caught a little flat-footed. And give Tolan credit for taking advantage of it.
Not only the hat trick today for Aiden Tolan, he has factored into 4 out of the 8 goals, has a helper. Redens Conlon doing Redens Conlon things. Winning the face-off, escorting it into the offensive third for Stony Brook. With just over 7 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Again, glad you're with us. He is Tim Tuttle. I'm Johnny Wincott. Appreciate you starting your weekend here with us at Laval Stadium. Busy weekend on Stony Brook's campus. You hit that classic crossover season here in the college campaign.
Yeah.
Basketball coming to an end. Lacrosse starting. And the first home game for Anthony Gallardi's group looking for their first victory. Anderson putting the moves on. 1 goal today. Palinetti with 5. Puts it at X for Balin. He has 4.
Yeah, got him hung again today. It seems like that 1-4 look for the Seawolves going over the top, setting picks off the wings, has done a good job of.
Save made by Rose.
Yep.
Looked like Will Button set the screen that set up the space for Blake Balin. The 11th save for Jason Rose.
You can push with numbers here. Push. Oh. Still got one more over the top here. The trailer.
Shot. Chamo gets down.
I don't know if that's the shot we want to take there.
Unsettled defense, as you mentioned, Tim. Jamison McLaughlin is quietly racking up the saves. That's his 9th.
Yeah.
And had to go real low to get down.
No doubt. Great save by Jamo, but, Hellerman, hold the ball there. Sometimes the ball is more value than the play, right? He's trying to make a play there, score a goal, help his team, to get within 4, but, that's why, coaching is is a tough profession. Listen, we're not deep sea fishing for king crab legs, but it's a profession that just kind of could drive you batty a little bit.
Drive a few miles north, might be able to help you out there.
right. Yeah. You want your athletes to make plays though, but
like
there
that.
You go.
Dylan
Great
Palinetti.
job by Dylan, right-handed no less.
Goal number 6 for Dylan Palinetti. It is a 9-point performance on this Friday afternoon And Stony Brook starting to taste it. 6-goal lead, fewer than 6 minutes remaining.
Yeah, great job by Dylan here, taking what the defender gives him, right? I mean, he's a notorious lefty shooter who can really bring it. It was his left hand. Oh, no, my bad, it was his right. He came around hard right-handed off the pick and was able to finish here. Here he comes around again, right-handed. They said like a little dummy pick. He keeps traveling. Yep, it's in the goal. Great job using his right hand and finishing there. Dylan Palinetti.
Palinetti had 2 goals in game 1, 2 goals in game 2. He only, in quotation marks, had 5 points this season entering the game. He has 9 points today. Renz Conlon continues to deal with big bodies and whack some crosses. And taken down to the turf. This time he draws the penalty. Tim Tuttle thinks otherwise.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're spinning around. I don't know. I don't know. Mike McCluskey's a hell of an official, but I don't agree with that call there. I think it's a little ticky-tackish at this point in the game. Renz wasn't in real trouble. But what are you going to do?
Well, this will be the 8th time combined that we'll have an extra man opportunity this afternoon. If you think that's a lot of penalties. 12 last week in State College when Stony Brook went 1 for 7 on the power play and Penn State 0 for 5.
Yeah, and I keep forgetting, right? It's early in the year for us. It's early in the year for the players. It's early in the year for the officials, though. But, like I said, Mike's a really good official. I just don't know and again, I'm way up here, so he's a lot closer than I am.
And to be fair to you, we are way up here.
Right. Laval's a beautiful complex. It's, a special place here on Long Island for the Stony Brook University athletics program. It's a beautiful spot.
We are situated at the 50-yard line. 3-4 tiers up. Where now Chuck Priori's Seawolves give way to Anthony Gallardi's and Joe Spalina's.
Yep.
So another extra man opportunity here for Stony Brook. 2 for 4 already today. Big time shot. It's a goal. Another one on the man up, Jonathan Huber.
Yeah, great job again, too. This time, the Falcons did a great job of protecting the crease, not letting Blake get open in the middle, Balin get open in the middle. So you got to pick your poison, right? They pick Tommy Huber on the lefty wing, and he just buries it. Good patience there, right? The Seawolves, they changed their shape from a 1-4 look to a 2-3. You'll see it here again. Dylan carries over, gives it to Will Button, who leaks over the top. And there's Tommy Huber. They cycle it back again, get the defender to pinch back out, roll back to him, and Jonathan's shot ready.
All 3 goals this season for Huber have come on the man advantage.
Well, like you said earlier, too, he had his chances at in Penn State. He just was, just snake bit and just couldn't get it, into the goal. It happens.
Very much like that hockey power play, right? You find the right guy in the right spot, feed him the ball.
Right.
So back to a 7-goal advantage for Stony Brook. It is their largest today.
Yeah. Well, even in hockey too, right, Johnny? I mean, you don't score on 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Absolutely, Mr. Gretzky. Another shot. Rose did not get a piece of it. Goes out of bounds at the far sideline, just underneath the Coach K bridge. Backed up by Dylan Palinetti again. A 6-goal, 4-assist evening for Dylan Palinetti. Just picked up the helper. So a 10-point effort for the captain in game number 3.
Listen, you ask for good performances, but that's one of the ones you put in the record books there.
Palinetti had to deal with a double team, sent it at X.
Great poke check there.
Stony Brook lost it. Yep, in the form of Derek Tekis.
Yeah, Tekis did a great job. He just sent it. Good poke check by the defender. Sent the ball out of bounds. The Seawolves back to that deep ride, trying to zone it here. Nice easy clear over the top with 5 seconds to go in that possession.
Stony Brook trying to seal the deal here. Final 3 minutes and 20 seconds. That is going to aid Stony Brook's cause. Poor feed by Josh Yago. And the turnover by Air Force. Goaltender change. Jason Rose has been removed. And a frustrated senior netminder has just slammed his stick down into the bench below us, the one that belongs to Air Force. And he is replaced
Quinn Richards. Yep. 26, Quinn Richards enters the ball game. Listen, I mean, for Rose, I mean, I don't know if you could blame him. You got to give the Seawolves credit, right? They've done a really, really good job. He played phenomenal. I don't think early on, this game's out of hand early on if he's not in the goal.
42 shots today for Stony Brook, 24 of them on goal. Matt Anderson open to add to the cause. Instead, he is stripped clean by Bardak. And the Long Islanders sprints into the offensive
over the top
third.
here.
Still some life for Air Force. Bruce. And they slow things down to the right wing with Driggs. Time fleeting here on the Falcons. 2 minutes to play, trailing by 7 goals. Quick turnaround for Stony Brook. They are right back here on Sunday to take on Sacred Heart. Falcons get a week plus off. They will start a Sun play by traveling down to Georgia. Right on goal, McLaughlin's got it in the cross.
Good solid save there.
Christian Loud will do the rest. Long stick mini flings it to the near side, right to Blake Balin. Numbers here for Stony Brook. Will Button will slow the pace and bring it toward the near sideline. No harm done with fewer than 90 seconds remaining. And Stony Brook well on their way to their first win of the season.
Yeah, Coach Galati waving Will to get out of there, outside the box like he's a third base coach telling him to get down. Waving to get down, get out of there.
Just don't slide.
Don't slide. Right. We don't need any more goals. Right. The clock's an asset to you.
1 minute game clock, 38-second shot clock. 10-point performance today by Dylan Palinetti. And Anthony Gallardi will call the timeout with 57 ticks remaining.
Yeah, as far as Dylan's performance is tremendous. I think, the Seawolves played a complete game today, right? I mean, of course, when you break down the film, you might not be happy with certain aspects of it, though. But to come out to and play at home against a very good Air Force team who's had some pretty good wins on their schedule and perform the way you did. And again, remember the tough losses against Rutgers and Penn State. You take those all into the mix, and this is a tremendous effort by the Seawolves.
And while we have a moment with today's weather conditions, should give a big thank you or a bunch of thank yous to our crew today enduring these conditions with our multiple cameras set up down there in the turf, and Brian Kazak's our producer. So these are kind of the pitfalls of having the home games here on Long Island in mid to late February. Joe Spallina's women's teams did it last Friday in the pouring rain. They defeated a top 20 team in Michigan.
Yeah.
And Stony Brook well on their way to toppling Air Force. We know to the Falcons now in the Atlantic Sun, picked to finish 4th in the 10-team conference. We talked also about the eclectic geography of that conference.
Yeah.
They'll start things in Georgia. They also got teams in Detroit and Cleveland. Of course, Air Force is in Colorado. Stony Brook, meanwhile, they are the new guys in the party in the CAA, picked to finish 4th out of the 8 teams. Delaware, Towson, Drexel, the 3 in front of them. And after this timeout, Anthony Gallardi has decided to put in his second-tier netminder, Jamison McLaughlin, to the bench, and Nick Squicciarini, the junior from Massapequa Park, is into the cage.
Good check, good double there by Air Force. Good to turn the turnover. Hunter Panzik with a one-man clear here. Try to play fast.
Good seconds, Tolan. He dropped it after taking a hit to the helmet. Dom Gonzalez lost it. Physical play continues. Behind the play, some physical play going on. It includes Hunter Panzik. Big hit initially for Stony Brook came from the freshman Jaden Baldwin. We've got all sorts of whistles and flags here right by the 50-yard line of the near side, and heck, why not, which is 12.1 ticks remaining.
Wow,
trickle-down effect, right? One big hit leads to another big hit, and another big hit. Frustrations and tempers starting to boil over here.
Yeah, I think that foul's going to be on 17, Jaden Baldwin. I thought it was kind of equal, and maybe because the official threw 2 flags. Okay. Oh, yeah, so, okay. So,
Foul number 42, Hunter Pansick.
oh, there you go. There's Hunter Pansick.
Unsportsmanlike.
All right, so both Hunter Pansick for Air Force and Baldwin for the Seawolves both got unsportsmanlike penalties. Hunter was a little late on his contact with Baldwin, and Baldwin turned around and gave him a little, well, I'm still here, hello. And then now they're both going to share time together. They want to have a conversation in the penalty box. You know what I mean?
Timeout, Stony Brook.
A timeout here by Stony Brook. The only problem is they only have about 12.1 seconds to hash out whatever it is they want to talk about.
Right.
So matching penalties here. And hey, why not? In the game we've had today with 12 seconds left, what's 2 more flags going up in the air?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, not a great second half played by Air Force. I don't know how big the role of the officials played in it. I mean, they're going to call the game the way they're going to call the game. Momentum swings go back and forth. The big factor, I think, is Dodd. I mean, Dodd doesn't play today. What did that do to Air Force's shape? I don't know if he's out on the sideline, unfortunately. I hope everything's okay. But, it does change. I mean, they had 2 big wins. First one against Denver and then Colgate, right? He scores a hat trick in both, and he's not playing today. Does that, I mean, I'm sure Coach Brazel of Seawolves definitely prepared for him, right? So maybe that adjustment early on allowed them to score 2 goals.
70 points last year for Dodd of the A-Sun, 46 goals. Set Air Force's single-season points record, second most single-season goals. And, well, this would be irresponsible media speculation, but did miss some of his sophomore year in 2021 due to injury. And again, we truthfully have no idea what it is today, but what we do know, no Dodd in the lineup. A little undermanned Falcons team. We are ready to resume. Final 10 seconds. Stony Brook going to get their first win of the season. Will it be 15-8 or 15-9?
Yeah.
Pass goes Harai. Falcons will touch up. That'll do it. Stony Brook Seawolves have their first win of the 2023 campaign. They take down Air Force. Your final 15-8.
Yeah, it's a great job by the Seawolves. It was a complete game. You really can't argue with their performance. From Reds at the X, the McLaughlin in the goal, and then Dylan Palinelli, right? I mean, you want to be strong as an athletic program. You want to be strong up the middle, right? So you need a goal scorer. Dylan had a great job today. You need a great face-off guy. There was Renz, and then obviously in the goal, Jameson did what he had to do to be successful today.
So Stony Brook now 1-2 on the campaign. Air Force 4 games deep. They are 2-2. The Falcons already an early start to conference play. March the 4th, they will head down to Macon, Georgia to take on Mercer. As we noted, Seawolves right back here on Sunday. A 12 o'clock start, and they will take on Sacred Heart, looking for back-to-back victories.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, they have a quick turnaround, right? So you can enjoy this win, but hey, it's, an hour from now for the coaching staff. Well, the coaching staff right away, but an hour from now, they're going to get together tomorrow to prepare for, a good Sacred Heart team. I mean, again, there's no easy wins. You got to show up to play or expect to lose.
Again, big thank yous to our production crew today, bearing some of the elements in the 25, 30-mile-per-hour winds here at Laval Stadium. A thank you to our producer, Brian Kazaks, touching all the right buttons in our Stony Brook studios. For my broadcast partner, Tim Tuttle, I'm Johnny Wincott. We say so long and farewell from Laval Stadium. Stony Brook into the win column for the first time this season. Your final SBU 15, Air Force 8.